Welcome to Davis Reed Alumni Gym for Georgetown College women's basketball on Stretch. I'm Jason Griefer. Good to have you here with us on a Monday afternoon. The Tigers back at home here today to take on the Wildcats of Bethel University. Bethel comes into today's action ranked number 24 in the country for now. They are 8-6 on the year and 3-4 in the Mid-South Conference in their first year in the Mid-South Conference, moving over from the Southern States Athletic Conference. Georgetown, meanwhile, it's been a struggle. The Tigers 1-6 on the year, 0-5, have not won since opening day back in mid-November. And so they'll look to try and turn the tide here today and get things going. And with today's action, James Jackson is going to try some different things to get things going here today. Georgetown will insert Lauren Boblet and also Shelby Wilson into the starting lineup. First start of the season for both. Boblet started 22 games as a freshman a year ago. Today gets her first start of this season. She's been good, really good as of late, 33 points over her last 3 games. And Shelby Wilson, just inserted into the rotation a handful of games ago, has seen her time increase more and more. And again, with Georgetown struggling right now, James Jackson going to try and change things up a bit, and Shelby Wilson will get her first college start here today. Tigers right now just trying to find some way to manufacture points. That's been the biggest issue lately for Georgetown. 4 straight games with 61 points or less for the Tigers. That has not happened since January 2017, the year before James Jackson took over as the head coach of this women's basketball program. So the Tigers struggling to find offense really from all over the place. Georgetown shooting just 40% from the field as a team and only 32% from downtown. Hopefully they'll get an added boost with Terry Abram working her way back into the lineup. Played the first 2 games of the year, scored 28 points those first 2 games. Missed a handful. She's been back the last couple of games, but in limited minutes, she's still trying to find her way back into form. And Georgetown gets Whitney O'Mara back into the starting lineup here again today. She saw some action against Thomas More on Saturday. Had just 2 points on 1 of 8 shooting. But again, she missed a few games there. And looking to get herself back into form here today. Interesting turn for Bethel this season. Looking back a year ago, the Bethel Wildcats started the year 8-4 and then didn't lose again the rest of last season. They finished 29-4 a year ago. They won their final 21 games of the year, finished 15-1 in the Southern States Conference before everything was shut down due to COVID-19. They were going to be a strong contender for the national title a year ago before the virus shut things down. Much different story this year. The majority of their top scorers for Bethel gone from a year ago. They do have one of the better players, though, in the Mid-South Conference, and Mickey Head, a 6'1 senior from Clarksville, Tennessee, 12.7 boards per game. She's 5th in the NAIA with 29 blocks. Also, Janae Crawford in the starting lineup today for Bethel. Just her 7th appearance of the season, but she's averaging nearly 17 points per game. Had 17 against Pikeville a couple of days ago. So Bethel looking to come in here and get a win, get themselves back to 500 in the conference. Bethel right now sitting 7th in the league at 3-4 overall. Georgetown in the basement at 0-5. They're tied with Life in the league for the bottom spot. Bethel has lost their last 2. That game against Pikeville, Bethel fell 67-66, and before that, a not-so-friendly trip to Cumberland's, and Bethel fell in that one by a score of 60-46. Everybody's still chasing Thomas More right now at the top of the league. The Saints 12-0 overall and 7-0 in the Mid-South Conference. And, of course, Thomas More's most recent win came against Georgetown on Saturday, a rather comfortable win for the Saints at that. As Georgetown, again, continue to struggle from the field. Thomas More won that game 71-49. But it's a new day. It's a new week. And the first of 3 games scheduled this week for Georgetown College women's basketball. And so we will see if the Tigers can get things rolling here in mid-January. And with that, we will step aside. When we come back, with you the starting lineups and the tip as Bethel and Georgetown in a Monday matinee at Davis Reed Alumni Gym. Both teams just about set for today's action. And now we're going to get you the starting lineups. First for the Bethel Wildcats, under 15th year head coach Chris Nelson, 325 wins during his time in McKenzie, Tennessee. Ever Walker gets the start, 5'3" freshman from Clarksville, Tennessee, averaging 11 points per game in her first college run. Madison Henniger, 6'1" freshman forward from Murfreesboro, Tennessee. She averages 18 minutes a night, her fourth start of the season. Millie Bryant, 5'9" senior from Dresden, Tennessee, 9 points, 5 boards per game, averages 31 minutes per night, getting to the free throw line a lot more often as of late. Mickey Head, 6'1" senior from Clarksville, Tennessee, 12 points, 7 boards per game. And finally, Janae Crawford gets the start, the 5'8" senior from Dyersburg, Tennessee. So a mix of youth and experience on this Bethel team. They will wear the road black uniforms with purple letters and numbers and white accents. And for Georgetown, 1-6 on the year, 0-5 in the conference under fourth-year head coach James Jackson, 44-55 record overall. 100th game as head coach for James Jackson here today. Madison Darnell, the 5'11" junior from Russell, Kentucky, 8.6 boards per game. Lauren Boblet into the starting lineup here today. 6'1" sophomore from Lawrenceburg, 33 points over her last 11 after 18 in her first 4. Really coming on strong as of late. Whitney O'Mara, the 5'10" senior from Maysville. This is her second game back after missing 3 due to injury. Shelby Wilson, the 5'5" freshman from Winchester, her first college start here today. Her 5th appearance of the season. And finally, Grace White, the 5'9" senior transfer from Northern Kentucky University. She's the leading scorer for the Tigers and the only Georgetown Tiger to average in double figures on the season. She averages 10.3, shooting 36% from the field. Turnovers have been an issue as of late for White, and she'll look to correct that here today. Turnovers could be a factor here in this one once again for Georgetown. The Tigers coming today averaging 21 turnovers per game. On the other side, Bethel forces about 20 turnovers per game. So ball security of utmost importance here today. Bethel wins the opening tap, and Walker will bring it in to the front court. Will certainly be a contender for newcomer of the year in the Mid-South Conference, Ever Walker. She has been fabulous in her freshman campaign. Here is head Janae Crawford, backdoor on White, and immediately a foul is called on Grace White. That'll put Janae Crawford, at the foul line. She's an 82% shooter on the year. And just the 7th appearance for Crawford on the season, but she has been excellent when in there. Her 5th start, first free throw, no good. Bethel, decent free throw shooting team on the year at 70%. Georgetown just a tick behind at 69. Bethel comes into today averaging 70 points per game, allowing 63, which is right at Georgetown's average. Crawford gets 1 of 2 to open the scoring. And Shelby Wilson will bring the ball up for Georgetown. The Tigers still searching for that lead guard to run this offense. And they're going to give Wilson a crack at it here today. Here is Boblet working inside against Head. White cutting down the lane. No real angle to get it in there. White somehow found it. And nice job to spin and use the left hand off the glass. Grace White gets the scoring going for Georgetown. Tough handle off the pass from Boblet, but she gets it done anyway with the left hand. Head with the crossover, working against O'Mara, now out. Crawford inside. Good idea by Crawford to drive right at Grace White. White couldn't pressure too much, didn't want to pick up the second foul, and Janae Crawford has the opening 3 for Bethel. Here is Wilson at the top, and she says, let's run it. White working baseline right by Millie Bryant, and White is fouled by Bryant as that speed from White you just really can't teach and you really can't prep for in practice. She took that first step and was by Bryant. Now White will go to the line. She's a 77% shooter on the season. First one is perfect. .111 into this ball game. And it is Grace White 3 and Janae Crawford 3 as both have made one basket and gone 1 of 2 from the line. Oh, Walker nearly lost that one. Wilson hustling for it. Walker retrieves. Good effort, though, by Shelby Wilson to not only hustle but then recover back. The Georgetown bench likes that effort. Walker at the top working against Wilson inside, and Wilson got beat with that hesitation move and tapped Walker on the top of the head, so Wilson picks up her first foul. It's the team's second. Ever Walker will go to the line. 75% for the freshman from Clarksville, Tennessee. She can score. She can also dish it out. As she hits the first, no problem. Had a season-high 25 points against Williams Baptist back on November 24th. And then against Covenant College on January 4th, dished out 12 assists. So she's an all-around guard and just a freshman. And it looks like Bethel has found their point guard of the future. Now Bethel comes with some pressure, and they're putting Henniger at the top. O'Mara this side, working against Crawford, cut off by 3 defenders in this amoeba-like zone. Georgetown has seen this before. Campbellsville likes to run this exact same thing. Bobble it inside, left it short. Rebound ripped down with one hand by Mickey Head, and she is fouled by Boblet. Good idea there by Bethel to try and change things up, try and speed Georgetown up. Georgetown has struggled when pressured just like that. Didn't commit a turnover, which is good, but sped up the Georgetown offensive pace, and they didn't like that. And now a foul is going to be called on Shelby Wilson as she was trying to get around a screen. That is Wilson's second, and already the 4th team foul against Georgetown in 2 minutes and 4 seconds. And it looks like for now, Coach Jackson will leave Wilson on the floor with those 2 early fouls. Crawford inside. Went with the left hand, couldn't get it to go. O'Mara rips it down with the left hand. She'll fire it up ahead to White. No numbers, and White will slow it down for the moment. Darnell, stop and pop from 10. No good, but she is fouled, and Millie Bryant has just picked up her second foul. No real need for Bryant to come close out that hard on Darnell. Just get a hand up in her face. Darnell has struggled from the field on the season, just 40% overall. Free throw line, she's a 71% shooter and rattles in the first. Two for two for Madison Darnell. Good form on both of those, and a good start for Darnell. 7:35 to go in the first quarter. We're tied at 5. Here is Bryant with those 2 fouls. She remains in the game. Henniger trying to work it inside the head. Sealed off O'Mara, and another foul is called, and Mickey Head's going to the foul line, and she is fouled by O'Mara. And Georgetown, 2 minutes and 33 seconds into the ball game, is already over the limit on fouls. Bethel shooting free throws the remainder of the quarter. Mickey Head will go to the line, 66% on the season. Doesn't see the bench a lot. She averages 32 minutes per night. Had 14 points in both of the losses last weekend to Cumberland's and Pikeville, and is 5th in the country with 29 blocks to start the season. Looks like Bethel will send Ryan Roberts into the game. Here she is at the scorer's table, 5'6" sophomore, as Head hits the second for her first point, and Roberts will come in for Millie Bryant. Bryant has those 2 fouls. So 6-5 Bethel leads. Already 10 free throws attempted between these two teams and not even 3 minutes of play. White with the head fake right around Roberts, and White is fouled going there. And White just has that speed at the top, blew right by Roberts with the head fake. Roberts recovered late and gets called for it. Actually, no, they're going to say Head. I thought they'd signaled Roberts. They changed it to Head, so Mickey Head picks up her first, and White is back at the foul line. Hits the free throw, point number 4 for the senior. In a traditional year, this would be a one-and-done scenario for Grace White at Georgetown, but of course the NAIA has waived the eligibility usage for this year. It's essentially a free year of eligibility for anyone who wants it, so Grace White could come back next year to Georgetown if she so chooses. Here is Head. Little double team. Now O'Mara trying to go one-on-one. Nice pass opposite. Good ball movement around. Ryan Roberts, 3 from the right wing is no good. Head taps it out to Henniger. Georgetown extending its defense out. Crawford again trying to work on White. Pulls up for the 15-footer. It's off the mark. Darnell pulls down the board. Darnell has White up ahead. It's White one-on-one with Crawford. She'll pull up for a three. White will. It's no good. Bobble it. Good weak side board, and she'll back it out, and Georgetown will reset. Wilson cutting down the lane, and a blocking foul will be called as the Bethel defender hit the deck there, Ryan Roberts, and look, it might have bumped the back of her head on the floor. It looks like she's okay, though, and that's a good sign. Like the aggressiveness there from Wilson to try and force the issue inside, understanding that Roberts was not going to be set up in time. Had Roberts been set up, Wilson was risking the third foul, but she knew where Roberts was the entire way. Interesting that Wilson has remained in this entire time with those two fouls. O'Mara nowhere to go with it, nearly walked with it. Now Wilson backs it out to the top. 6:20 remaining in the opening quarter. Shot clock under 10. Not sure Wilson recognizes it. Looking for somebody. White goes back door. Extra pass to O'Mara. Shot too strong. Good late offense there by White to not only backdoor, but to find O'Mara on the last second pass. O'Mara just couldn't connect. Thought this could be a possibility here today. Both teams struggling offensively coming in. Head working against O'Mara to the opposite corner, and an offensive foul is going to be called as Head moved inside, and she just picked up her second foul. And Bethel now over the limit. Extended that right arm as she was moving against O'Mara before the pass. So now Bryant and Head for Bethel, each with 2 first-quarter fouls. White didn't want the three, thought she stepped right into it, thought she was going to let it fly. To the near corner, O'Mara. Bethel continues in that zone. O'Mara leaving it there, trying to split a double team. Darnell, good extra pass to White for the lay-in. Great recognition by Madison Darnell. Saw White streaking in from the opposite side, hit her right in stride, and White has 7 of the Georgetown 8, and the Tigers have the lead. That ball was kicked by White as they were trying to get it inside to Mickey Head. Good early energy from Georgetown. O'Mara slipped. Head going to try and take advantage. That ball was stripped clean out of bounds. Good recovery by O'Mara. Good help inside for Georgetown. Before the inbound, Kristen King will check in for Bethel. 5'9" senior, wearing number 10 today. Normally wears 0, but wearing 10 today. And for Georgetown, Jalen Landversite into the game for O'Mara. Have to think with O'Mara missing a few games, they'll try and spread out her minutes, try and help her ease back into things. Bobble it immediately, send that pass back from whence it came. Still 16 to shoot for Bethel. Henniger gets called for the walk. Second turnover for Bethel. Midway through the first quarter, it's been a slugfest early on, 8-6 in favor of Georgetown. Or beg your pardon, make that 9-6 in favor of Georgetown. And now a foul is going to be called on the near side there as Landversite gets called for a reach-in. That's her first. And Bethel shooting free throws. So 9-6 your score. Grace White with 7. Madison Darnell with 2. For Georgetown, Lexi Stapleton checks in to the game for the first time. We'll have to wait and see how Lexi Stapleton does when she checks in after the timeout. 4:41 to go in the first quarter. And Georgetown leading Bethel by a score of 9-6 on stretch. Busy week for Georgetown this week. 3 games this week. Not only today's matchup, which was a reschedule, but then a doubleheader this coming weekend. Life comes into town on Thursday. That game will tip off at 5:30. We will have the coverage for you here on Stretch. And also Martin Methodist comes to Davis Reed Alumni Gym on Saturday. A 1:30 tip schedule. Again, we'll have both those games here on Stretch for you. Good opportunity for Georgetown this entire week. I said Bethel's been up and down. They've lost 2 straight coming in. Life right now has not won in the conference. And Martin Methodist just 3-3 overall and 2-3 in the league. So chance for Georgetown to move up in the standings this week if they're able to take care of business here on the home floor. Kristen King misses the first free throw. Second one is good. So 9-7 our score. Boblet in the backcourt. First time we've seen Bethel really apply some pressure. Good lead ahead pass to Lambersite. Wilson ahead to Stapleton. Good extra pass to Lambersite. You can't execute fast break offense better than that against the press. That was excellent by Georgetown that entire way. Stayed composed and again making that extra pass, and it pays off. First bucket of the day for Lambersite. 11-7 in favor of Georgetown. King a bit out of control. Good block out by Boblet inside to Henniger. Wilson. And she'll back it out now. Left side, White working against Crawford. Fall away inside. Floater can't get the bounce. And Walker pulls down the rebound for Bethel, and she will bring it forward. Walker right by Wilson. Floater no good. Wilson battling inside. Stapleton deflected it away. Crawford eventually with it. Tried the bounce feed over to Henniger. Not the best execution on the pass. And it's out of bounds to Georgetown as Head and Bryant come back in here. Real golden opportunity for Georgetown here to attack one of those two and try and pick up their third foul. Third turnover of the quarter for Bethel. See if Georgetown can get Lexi Stapleton going from the field. She had a beautiful assist to Lambersite on the basket here, but Stapleton has really struggled from downtown the last few games. Wilson, perfect pass inside to Boblet. Beautiful assist from Shelby Wilson, and Lauren Boblet is on the board. Georgetown doing an excellent job sharing the basketball right now. 4 made baskets and 3 assists. 3 minutes to go in the quarter. Crawford inside, scores. White got caught going the wrong way. Crawford took advantage. Crawford now with 5. Wilson at the top. 3 minutes to go in the quarter. And Georgetown leading by 4. Stapleton in the far corner. Got his height advantage. White, backdoor cut inside. That is blocked by Head. Head's 30th block of the year. And Walker comes out with it as White really forced the issue on that instance. Bryant, wide open 3, in and out. This is a Bethel team that does not shoot it well from the outside, just 30%. And Bryant on the year at 31. Lambersite doesn't want the 3. Wilson stepping right into it. Just a bit too strong. Just a second 3-point attempt for Wilson in 5 games, but had confidence to let it go. Walker inside. Couldn't get it to go. Wilson was just enough of a distraction. Stapleton up ahead. Long 3. Left it short. Right on line. It was just short, and a foul's going to be called inside. If that's on Head, it's her 3rd, and it is. So Bethel coach Chris Nelson rolls the dice with Mickey Head, putting Mickey Head back into the game. She picks up her 3rd foul as you see Maddie Burcham check in for the first time today for Georgetown. Well, they're announcing Crawford. I thought it was on Head. I thought the official signaled 23 instead of 24. So we'll make the change here. Head stays with 2 fouls. Crawford picks up her 1st. White at the foul line, knocks it down. 8th point of the quarter for Grace White. Maddie Burcham will now have to wait as she was sent back over the end of the scorer's table. Now Grace White hits the second free throw, and Burcham comes in for White. So good first quarter for Grace White. 9 points of the 15 for Georgetown. As there you see Maddie Burcham checking in, the sophomore from Hebron. Really good start to the beginning of the year for Burcham. Her first couple of games, 13-8 against Salem. And then missed some time, just her 5th appearance of the season. Crawford going backdoor. Good recovery by Burcham. That 5'11 frame made up for getting beat with the feet. Those long arms. Burcham has a long wingspan. Paid dividends there. Burcham trying to go backdoor. Excellent pass over to Stapleton. Just cannot find the range. Stapleton continues to struggle from the field after an excellent last-second find by Burcham. Georgetown's passing has been a lot more crisp in this game. Now an offensive foul inside as Walker barrels over Landversite. Ever Walker's first foul. Madison Henniger checks in for Mickey Head. So Bethel will get Mickey Head out of the game. Want to protect her, not have her pick up that third foul. I thought the official signaled 23 on that foul, but it was scored in as 24. Landversite at the top. Wilson off the right side curl. Now to Burcham posting up. Georgetown's been doing more of this with Burcham on the floor, posting her up. O'Mara from the elbow can't get it to go, and Bryant has the board. And I like the idea there, posting up Maddie Burcham. She's going to have a height advantage on almost anyone that's going against her. Crawford going to try and drive in Burcham. Stop back out. And now Bryant again. Bryant. Foul line extended, nowhere to go. Back to Crawford. Shot clock at 10. Crawford. Spin. Fall away from 10. Left it short. Good defense by Maddie Burcham. And then she hits the deck as she and Landversite collide. Tough pass. That far distance isn't going to get there very often. And let's look at Coach Jackson. He says, hey, let's settle down. Okay, I can hear Coach Jackson here saying, hey, be patient. Let's run our offense. Don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves. Georgetown, despite shooting just 4 of 13 from the field, they'll have this lead thanks to their defense as Bryant kicks that one. Bethel's just 2 out of 10 from the field with 4 turnovers. As good of a first quarter defensively as Georgetown could ask for. 15 seconds on the shot clock, and now 15 in the quarter. So about a 1-second differential here. Georgetown can, though, essentially bleed it out. Wilson trying to work around Walker. And now a foul is going to be called. And a touch foul called on Ashton Holme. Her first. Holme coming off the bench here today. She has 10 starts on the year. Puts Shelby Wilson at the foul line, and the free throw is no good. Wilson thus far on the season in 5 games. She's 0 for 3 from the line. 5 seconds to go in the quarter. And Wilson does get the second, first point of the day for the freshman. And now some backcourt pressure. Walker over to Holme with the clock winding down, and Bethel won't get a shot up. I like the good plan there for Georgetown to apply some full court pressure, not let Bethel get organized, and an excellent first quarter defensively for Georgetown. As Bethel shoots just 2 of 10 from the field. Georgetown, meanwhile, just 4 of 13, but 7 of 9 at the line to have the lead. We are at the end of one here at Davis Reed Alumni Gym. Good start for the Tigers. Let's see if they can maintain it. They lead Bethel 15-9 after 1 on stretch. 16-9, Georgetown leads. Starting the second quarter, O'Mara inside, easy call there as she got herself into trouble. Trying to drive with that on the left side, and O'Mara picks up her second. So O'Mara with 2, Shelby Wilson with 2. Good job by Wilson thus far in the game. Picked up those 2 early fouls and has remained on the floor throughout without picking up a third. So good job by the freshman. Head inside, had 2 first quarter fouls, clearing her way through. That's swatted away by Lauren Boblett. The best shot blocker for Georgetown turns one back. Darnell right side, Boblett in the corner. She can knock down those threes. O'Mara backs it all the way out. Boblett trying to get it inside. Nowhere to go with it. Back out deep to O'Mara with 10 to shoot. Wilson this side. Elbow jumper, pure from Shelby Wilson. Got just enough of a rub off the screen from O'Mara to clear space, and Wilson with confidence drills the jumper. It is a 9-point Georgetown lead. 18-9 in favor of the Tigers a minute into the quarter. Or does Bethel turn for offense? Head not looking for a shot. Crawford may have got away with a walk. Splits 2 defenders. Can't get the shot up. Boblett had it. Deflected to O'Mara, and Georgetown moving ahead. 2-on-2. O'Mara to the far corner, and Darnell. Darnell will take a 17-footer and drill it. She was stepping back the entire way to let that one go. And it's 20-9 in favor of the Tigers. Long 2 from Darnell. She had that foot inside the line. Crawford working inside, fall away from 8, not there, and White has the board, and Bethel continues to be ice cold from the field. White blows by Crawford, lays it in, and right now it is all Georgetown. White with 11, the lead is 13. And now a turnover. 5 turnovers for the Wildcats. White inside to Darnell. Backs it out. White will let it fly. Way off the mark. Not a bad idea there from Grace White, but just couldn't find the angle. Walker trying to force one up and draw a foul. It wasn't there. And Bethel continues to be ice cold from the field. And now Walker, I think, got a frustration there, commits a rather silly foul on O'Mara, and that's 2 on Ever Walker. Maddie Burcham back into the game, and first appearance today for Terry Abram, who will replace Shelby Wilson. Very good. 12-plus minutes of action from Shelby Wilson. 3 points, a rebound, and assist for the freshman, but did a good job staying poised within the offense. And now Abram comes in to take her place. Darnell at the top. Burcham right side. O'Mara couldn't find space. Now she does, and a foul is going to be called. It'll be an offensive foul on O'Mara, and that's her third. Got too physical with Madison Henniger out there. And Leland Versite comes off the bench. And with O'Mara in there right now, if I'm Bethel, I'm going right at her. As she's defending Mickey Head, I'm looking to get Head the ball here and see if he can draw the 4th foul on O'Mara. Here it is. Head, step back, 17-footer, got it to go. Just the 3rd made basket of the day for Bethel, and boy, did they need it. I thought Head would be more aggressive in attacking the rim, but hits the 18-footer. She now has 3. Bethel still just 3 of 15 from the field thus far in the ballgame. Abram picks up her dribble and throws the pass to Boblett. Extra pass inside to Darnell. Hesitation. Darnell puts it in. Georgetown's interior passing in this game has been exquisite. Everyone seemingly on the same page, looking to make that extra pass, and Georgetown's offense looking as good as it has all year long. 24-11 with 6 minutes to go. Crawford, hesitation, just left Burcham nailed to the floor. Crawford has had a speed advantage against both Wilson and Burcham. The primary defenders on her all day long, and Crawford now with 7. Back-to-back baskets for Bethel. Boblet commanding the ball inside. Blocked away by Head. Ball out of bounds. It will stay with Georgetown. Kristen King back in for Bethel, and Lambersite finally is able to come in and supplant Whitney O'Mara, who leaves with 3 fouls. 5:39 to go in the half. And Georgetown still ahead 24-13. Abram step back 3, way off the mark there. Not a good shot from Abram. Neither team has hit a field goal from three-point range here today, a combined 0 for 7. Crawford thinking about it. She'll let it fly. Way off the mark. Another questionable shot decision there. Now Henniger picks up a foul. Attacking Abram on that rebound. It's Henniger's first and the team's second. Both teams started head to their bench thinking it was a media timeout. Got to get under 5 minutes before we get that. We're at 5:20. Here's Darnell working against Bryant. Bryant has those 2 fouls. Abram to the near corner, 3-ball. This one rattles in. Terry Abram, the first 3 of the day. 27-13 in favor of Georgetown. That's the 5th assist on 9 made baskets. Crawford is fouled on the 3-point attempt, and tough position there for Maddie Burcham. I could see that one lining up from my angles. When Crawford let that go, she jumped forward, didn't go straight up and down, and Burcham just happened to be right there. But in either case, Crawford earns the foul. She will shoot 3 on the other side of the timeout. 4:44 to go in the first half. Georgetown firmly in control of this one, leading Bethel 27-13 on stretch. There you see the Bethel coaching staff having a talk there late with Mickey Head and also Kristen King. And also just trying to re-emphasize to Head that she has 2 fouls right now. Don't want to have her pick up a third. Janae Crawford at the line shooting 3. She was fouled by Burcham before the timeout. And the first one is good for Crawford. Second one is good. Crawford has 3 of the 4 made field goals today for Bethel. She's 3 of 9. The rest of the team is 1 for 8. Good work by Crawford at the foul line to connect on all 3. She has 10 of the Wildcats' 16. And the lead is shaved from 14 down to 11. Lambersite just going to use that speed all the way through to the far corner to Burcham, and an offensive foul as Lambersite was a little too out of control going down the lane, couldn't put on the brakes, and picks up her second foul and the team's 4th. You could see Bethel setting up the entire way. They had an idea that Lambersite was going to do exactly that. If you're Lambersite, you want to drop that pass off when you're around the foul line. Instead, she took it down near the restricted area and commits the foul. Lambersite now the 3rd Tiger with 2 or more fouls in the game. Crawford's had the hot hand, going to work on Burcham. Burcham, good defense inside, forced the errant shot, and eventually she comes away with the loose ball. Maddie Burcham's defense improved leaps and bounds from a year ago. And she wasn't a bad defender a year ago. Boblet's 3, way too strong. There's Burcham on the weak side glass. Burcham Forced the shot right into the hands of Mickey Head, and Head has a block. Burcham didn't feel Head coming over with that as that added defender, and an easy block there as the ball never even left Burcham's hand. Walker staying with Abram, forced the shot up, and over the back call on Kristen King as Lamberside in perfect position for the block out. Walker's been using that speed against Georgetown defenders on the day, but she's not going to be able to get by Abram with the same ease. Abram has tremendous foot speed to stay with her. A light backcourt pressure, and Georgetown easily breaks it. Tigers have been very composed in that area here today. Darnell cutting and back to Abram and threw it away. Darnell's had issues with turnovers on the season. It's the 6th Georgetown turnover today. In the first 4, Darnell. Reagan Williams comes into the game for the first time, replacing Madison Darnell. 6 turnovers for Georgetown, 5 for Bethel. Neither team has been able to take advantage of it really at all. Points off turnovers favor Bethel 1-0. 3:15 to go in the half, still an 11-point lead. Head driving on Boblet, and Boblet came down with the hand and committed the foul. Boblet picks up her second, and I think Coach Jackson telling Boblet right there after the whistle was blown, there was no need to bring that hand down. She was in perfect position the entire way. So more free throws coming. This will be the 12th and 13th free throws of the afternoon for the Wildcats as Head rattles in the first, point number 4. Bethel shoot 13 free throws. They've made just 4 field goals. This is what's keeping them in the game right now as Head badly misses the second. Lamberside pushes it forward. Georgetown on a bit of a scoring drought right now. Still maintaining the lead. Georgetown now has gone almost 2 minutes without a point. Again, Bethel's shooting struggles not really done a lot of damage to the lead. Burcham's 3, not even close. Georgetown now 1 for 8 from 3-point range. Bryant hands it back. Head will step into one and knock it down. Just the 6th 3 of the season for Mickey Head, and it's now 7 straight for the Wildcats. They've trimmed a 14-point Georgetown lead in half. This is a challenge now for Georgetown. When you're facing a little adversity, who do you go to get a basket? Williams inside battling with King. Back and forth battle, and the pass went out of bounds. And the turnover starting to mount for Georgetown as Stapleton, Wilson, and also Callie Jackson come in for Georgetown as Boblet, Abram, and Lamberside will head to the bench. 2:15 to go in the half. Georgetown's last points coming at 5:03 now, so you're talking 3 minutes without a point here. Not what you want to see for the Tigers, seeing Bethel make this run right before the half. Head inside. Late whistle, and Callie Jackson get called for the foul as Jackson trying to anticipate the shot, left her feet a little too early. Didn't need to do that. And play you see out of freshmen sometimes getting a little overzealous there. Jackson was in good position with her body the entire time, but left her feet just a hair too early as Head goes to the free throw line. She's now 2 for 5. So Bethel, despite just 5 made baskets in the game, are only down 7. Wilson getting some pressure and nearly threw it away. Good save by Williams. Callie Jackson on the baseline, somehow didn't step out and threw it away. Dribbled herself into the worst possible position underneath her own basket. This side, Bryant's 3, no good. And I have to think if that would have gone down, Georgetown may have considered a timeout. And now Coach Jackson says, let's slow it down. Wilson inside. That shot is Contested hard by Walker, and Walker commits the foul. That is Ever Walker's third foul. Foul trouble mounting for both teams here. We still have 1:16 to go in the half as head coach Chris Nelson not happy with what he's seeing from his team right now. Walker out. Anya Patterson checks in for the first time, wearing number 1, 5'4" sophomore from Humboldt, Tennessee. Shelby Wilson at the line. Trying to end a nearly 4-minute scoring drought for Georgetown and can't do it on the first free throw. She'll get another crack. One more here for the freshman. Perfect that time. 4th point of the day for Wilson. Snaps a Bethel 7-0 run. 1:10 to go in the half, and Bethel with the ball, trying to cut down the lead for Georgetown. It's down to 8. Patterson picked up a dribble, going backdoor, somehow found Henniger for the lay-in. Boy, Patterson, not a smart decision to pick up the ball that far, but somehow found a way to get it to Henniger inside for the lane. Henniger's first basket, and the lead is down to 6. 9-1 run for Bethel in the last 4.5 minutes, and now a foul is going to be called on the far side. Or actually, no, Georgetown has taken a timeout. So timeout, Georgetown, no foul call there. 43.8 on the clock. Georgetown seemingly had a chance midway through the second quarter to try and put this game away, and the Tigers have since gone cold from the field. Since Georgetown's last field goal at 5:03, the Tigers have gone 0 for 2 from the field, 1 for 2 from the line, and 4 turnovers. It's allowed Bethel to get back in it. Stapleton now moves far side, just 2 to shoot. I'm not sure Wilson recognizes it. Jackson doesn't either. It's a shot clock violation. It's the 5th Georgetown turnover in the last 4.5 minutes, and Jackson incensed right now with Stapleton, as I don't think Stapleton had any idea of where the shot clock was and didn't really move with a sense of urgency there. So some things to clean up here. A sloppy end of the quarter for Georgetown. 18 seconds to play, and Bethel can get within 4 or even 3. Here is Patterson with 10. Patterson driving on Wilson inside. Basket in the foul, and Shelby Wilson has picked up her third. Anya Patterson to the foul line. An 11-1 run for Bethel in the last nearly 5 minutes of the second quarter. And another one of those Georgetown offensive droughts. And seemingly through the first 15 minutes of the game, the Tigers had everything going their way. Give credit to Bethel. They have stayed the course. Patterson's free throw is good. 7 seconds here for Georgetown. Wilson with 3. Wilson behind the back, going to try and get it up. Good defense by Patterson, and the first half has come to an end. As good a first 15 minutes for Georgetown as they could ask for. The last 5 minutes of the half, a grouping they'd like to forget. A 12-1 run by Bethel to close the half has this back to a tight ball game. At the break at Davis Reed Alumni Gym, it's Georgetown 28, Bethel 25 on Stretch. We are at the break at Davis Reed Alumni Gym. Georgetown College leading Bethel University 28-25. Tigers led by as many as 14 midway through the second quarter, 27-13. And then the turnovers started piling up for Georgetown. 5 turnovers over the final 5 minutes, combined with not making a field goal, allowed Bethel to go on a 12-1 run to end the first half and cut the deficit down to 3. While we're at the break here at Davis Reed Alumni Gym, you see all the social media handles on the screen. Give us a follow or a like on those. Like us on Facebook. Follow us on the Twitter and the Instagram. Subscribe on YouTube. You need to stay up to date with everything that's going on with Georgetown College, and that's the best way to do it on the social media outlets, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, all those platforms. If you're already following on there, you know the great content that you're getting here. Jenny Elder, Ben Robinson doing a great job of keeping the fans informed, especially in this area when games are getting shuffled and moved around all over the place. And that's the best way to stay informed on where things are getting moved to, when things get moved around. And so you want to make sure you're following us on all the social media platforms. Again, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. Like, follow, subscribe, do all that good stuff. And tell your friends if you're already subscribed. You know how great the content is there. Spread the word. Tell your friends out there. We need more followers on all the social media platforms. We need all the followers on the social media platforms. Let's talk about the first half here at Davis Reed Alumni Gym. Let's start with the Bethel Wildcats. They were brutal from the field overall. Through the first 15 minutes of the game, Bethel was just 4 out of 17 from the field. They hit 3 of their final 6 to close the gap here, but still, Bethel just 7 of 23 from the field. 1 of 5 from three-point range. Free throws really keeping Bethel in the game. They are 10 of 16 at the foul line in the ball game. And right now, Janae Crawford leads the Wildcats with 10 on 3 of 10 shooting. She's 4 of 5 at the line. Mickey Head, 7 points to go along with 4 rebounds. Anya Patterson, that big three-point play to close the half there. Madison Henniger and Ever Walker each with 2. Walker committed 3 first-half fouls. Really was not much of a factor at all in the game. And Kristen King added a tally from the foul line. For Georgetown, good start early, especially on the defensive end, but Georgetown went through another one of those offensive lulls. Again, did not hit a field goal over the final 5:03 of the first half. Georgetown finishes the first half 9 of 25 from the floor, 36%, 1 of 8 from three-point range. So you notice right there, these two teams combined 2 of 13 from downtown in there. And if you look at the numbers, that's not a huge surprise as Georgetown shoots 32% from the three-ball line on the year and Bethel 30. Georgetown also 9 of 12 at the foul line. Tigers out-rebounding Bethel 20-14. Interesting, looking at some of the deeper numbers, neither team has a single second chance point in the game. Points off turnovers, 5-0 in favor of Bethel. Georgetown 9 first-half turnovers, 5 in the final 5 minutes. Bethel 5 turnovers in total. Georgetown has not taken advantage of the 5 Bethel turnovers. And for Georgetown individually in the game, Grace White leads the way with 11. Madison Darnell with 6. Shelby Wilson, good first half for her, 4 points, 3 rebounds. She does have 3 fouls, so that'll be something to keep an eye on there. Terry Abram hit a three-pointer in the first half. Lamversite and Boblet each with a bucket themselves. So Georgetown trying to get back to where they were the first 15 minutes of the game, stretch this lead back out, and ultimately pick up their first win in conference play on the season. Meanwhile, Bethel looking to snap a 2-game skid in the league to get back to 500 on the year. If Bethel wins here today, they would tie Pikeville for 6th in the league at 4-4 overall. There are 2 other games scheduled for Mid-South Conference play today. Thomas More is on the road at Cumberland. Saints, if they come to play, they should take care of business there. They have been so good all year long. Cumberland 2-4 on the year, 1-4 in the league. And Freed Hardman has been really struggling in conference play. They are 1-6 in league play, and they are heading to Campbellsville, who is unbeaten. Campbellsville 7-0 overall and 3-0 in the league. But back here, Davis Reed Alumni Gym, Bethel begins the second half with the ball, and Anya Patterson will start the second half for Bethel in place of Ever Walker, who had those 3 first-half fouls. Henniger inside, lays it in. Easy work for Bethel on the opening possession. And Bethel now with that, it's a 14-1 run, and the lead for Georgetown has evaporated down to 1. That moving zone. Georgetown's got to keep the ball rolling. Opposite pass, Darnell. Extra feet inside, rejected away. Anya Patterson at 5'4" just swallowed the shot of the 5'10" Whitney O'Mara. What a block. And what a spark Patterson has given Bethel off the bench. Here is Head to a cutting Crawford for the lead. No. Rebound inside, and Henniger wrestles it away from Boblet. Henniger puts it up. She can't get it to go. And that ball is tapped out of bounds over to Georgetown. What a play by Anya Patterson, though, on the defensive end, coming in from behind. O'Mara had no idea Patterson was coming. And Patterson with the block. It's actually Patterson's 5th block of the season. She had 2 against Pikeville on Saturday. Boblet inside, going to spin to the baseline. It's an offensive foul as she got the shoulder up high into the jaw of Patterson, and Boblet has picked up her 3rd. It's the 10th Georgetown turnover. Georgetown got the mismatch they wanted down low with Boblet on the smaller Patterson, but Boblet, I don't think, got quite the feel that she had the smaller player on there and turned, and when she did, Patterson was right there. Took the shoulder right to the chops. Bethel continues the momentum they built at the end of the half. Now Henniger. Back to Patterson. Patterson looking like she has all the confidence in the world. Not a good shot that time, and eventually the scramble for it finds its way to Bryant. Patterson, 3 for the lead, is good. 17-1 run for Bethel, and they have the lead 2 minutes into the second half. This was a 14-point Georgetown lead with 5 minutes to go in the second quarter. Darnell inside, got it to go and ties it up. Big basket for Madison Darnell. She now has 8. Crawford working against White. Crawford right down the right side. White with the block and saved it in. But eventually Patterson finds it. Patterson trying to draw a foul. Williams played well to defend that one. Darnell up ahead to White. White trying to use the Euro step. It's an offensive foul. White's first and the team's second. Coach James Jackson of Georgetown does not like it. The official explaining his call there, but it's another turnover for Georgetown. We're tied at 30, 3 minutes in to the third quarter. Crawford now to Head on the block. Head working against O'Mara inside. Easy work there, and Head's going to the foul line, and O'Mara just picked up her 4th foul. She's just too strong down there for O'Mara to deal with. And O'Mara kind of hunched over there, a little shaken up after the play. I think O'Mara might have taken a shot up high there. Yeah, I think O'Mara might be bleeding from the nose here, so they're going to take a second here. They got to get that cleaned up, and I think Wilson might have gotten a speck there on her arm. So, but in other ways, looks like might have a drop of blood on the floor. That'll have to get cleaned up before we can resume play here. But O'Mara goes to the bench and gets that checked out, and likely going to have some time to get that checked out. I think with that being the 4th foul, I think it might be a few minutes before we see Whitney O'Mara back into the ball game. Coach Jackson still trying to plead his case on the Grace White offensive foul when she tried the Euro step around Bryant. Jackson trying to say that Bryant stepped in and stepped over towards White. But in either case, the lead for Georgetown has evaporated. This is where you find out the toughness and the resilience of this roster for Georgetown. And they've really had, Georgetown staff has really had to find these things out in game action. and limited game action. And we're in mid-January. This is just the 8th game of the season for Georgetown. They missed more than a month of time and have had more than 10 games previously scheduled that have either been postponed or a few non-conference games that were just outright canceled. And so they've had to figure this out on the fly with 10 newcomers on the roster. I say 10, I'm including Jalen Landverside in that, given the fact she only played 5 minutes all of last season. As we're in a bit of a delay here. As, again, O'Mara took a shot up high, and a few spots of blood have gotten onto the floor. So, again, that has to be cleaned up before play can resume. And I think even a couple of Georgetown players maybe gotten a speck or two on their jerseys. So, again, that has to be cleaned off as well. And you see the teams now, looks like we're ready to resume action. And Mickey Head at the foul line. 7 points on the day to go along with 4 rebounds for the senior. She has not looked good from the foul line. As soon as I say that, she knocks down the first with no problem. She's still just 3 for 7 from the line, but Bethel has the lead. And it looked like, for all the world, as Head hits both, midway through the second quarter, that Georgetown was going to run Bethel out of the gym, and now just an awful giveaway on the inbound pass as Landversite and Darnell can't even connect on a simple inbound pass properly. It's now the 12th Georgetown turnover. Bryant, 3 is good. Timeout, Georgetown. 18-3 run for Bethel in the last 8 minutes and change. And I think, if anything, for Georgetown right now, this is a chance for Coach Jackson to check his team's, really, as I say, a check-up from the neck up and try and get them re-energized again. Georgetown has come out flat here in this quarter, and Bethel, I think, understanding that they had gotten something going, they had found some things that worked late in the second quarter, and they've just really carried on into the third. Now, if you're Georgetown, how do you respond? A 22-3 run for Bethel in the last 8 minutes. It's been aided as we've gone along here. 8 Georgetown turnovers during that run. And the Tigers have hit just one basket. 35-30, Bethel leads with 6:40 to go in the third quarter. Georgetown has to find something. Again, who do you turn to in these situations? Again, this is something else Georgetown's had to try to figure out on the fly with so few games to play. White has been trying to be that answer. Wilson thought about it, now lets it go. It's way off the mark. And Georgetown now 1 for 9 from three-point range. And Bethel right now surging, and you can feel it. They can feel it. This is a completely different Bethel-looking team we saw in the first quarter and early second. Patterson, way too strong there, and White has the board. Good rebound inside by Grace White. Somehow up ahead, she found Williams, and she'll go to the line. That is such a difficult pass for White to make and execute, and then even tougher for Williams to pull that off, but Williams pulled it down and got a shot up on the rim, and will go to the line as she is fouled by Patterson. That's Patterson's first. Limited minutes today for Reagan Williams. Hits the free throw, first point of the day for the senior. 5:51 to go in the third quarter. No problem on both. Reagan Williams out. First minutes of the day for Lexi Taylor. One Bullitt East alum takes the place of another. Taylor, though, just a freshman. Here is Patterson, who's done very well, taking the place of Ever Walker, who committed 3 first-half fouls and has not seen the floor here in the third quarter. Foul's going to be called on Georgetown. down low. I think a foul. They're going to get Lexi Taylor. It is her first and the team's fourth. So similar story foul-wise to the first quarter. The next Georgetown foul puts them over the limit, and Bethel shooting free throws. Bryant goes backdoor, and Darnell never had a chance to recover. They reversed the ball beautifully. Timing was perfectly there, and Darnell was beaten on the back door. Bryant now with 5. The lead is 5 again for Bethel. And I think you're seeing in this game, Coach Jackson really emphasize, let's slow down, let's take our time offensively. I think, if anything, to try and limit the fouls here as Bryant commits a silly foul at the top. That's Bryant's third and the team's second. Choke down the clock, limit possessions, Burcham in for Darnell. And in theory, it's going to help cut down on the turnovers, which has been Georgetown's biggest issue all year long. Wilson just kept that in the front court. Georgetown completely spreading it out at the moment. Burcham coming off the screen. They'll go the opposite side of Wilson. Long two off the iron, and Henniger has the board. Good job by Lamberside to let that one go. If Lamberside goes up and tries to contest that, she's getting called for a foul. So good awareness by the redshirt sophomore. Henniger dribbled herself into a double team there and found Patterson late. Bryant around the screen, long three, off the mark, good closeout challenge by Burcham, and a foul is going to be called as Crawford and Taylor hit the deck. I think this is going to be called against Bethel.
Bethel foul number 24, Crawford, her second.
Crawford gets called for the foul. It's her second and the team's third. Timeout on the floor. Chris Nelson liking what he has seen over the last 10 minutes as this game's been completely flipped on its head. Bethel was down 14, now leading by 5 here at Davis Reed Alumni Gym. We need all the followers on the social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. Follow, like, subscribe. You're getting excellent content from our staff here at Georgetown seemingly every day. And also, just as importantly right now, you're getting updates on any and all schedule changes that are happening across the landscape of Georgetown athletics, not just men's and women's basketball. A lot of other things getting ready to get going, too. Men's and women's volleyball just around the corner. Football is just a little more than a month away here at Georgetown College as the season was pushed back to the spring in the Bluegrass Division of the Mid-South Conference. Got to stay on top of those things, so follow us on all the social media platforms, as also check out GeorgetownCollegeAthletics.com. Back to action here at Davis Reed Alumni Gym. Georgetown trailing by 5. Here is White working against Crawford. Elbow jumper, nicely done by Grace White. First bucket of the half for White. She has 13. And Georgetown back within a possession. Lamberside, silly foul. No need to reach for that ball. She was never going to get there. And now Bethel is shooting free throws. Nikki Head at the line. Free throws the rest of the third quarter for Bethel. Head at the line today is 4 out of 8. Make it 5 out of 9. She's into double figures. Second one is good. Forehead. Bethel in the second half also picked up some second chance points. 5 of them, as a matter of fact, to help get the lead out to 5. Burcham to the far corner, has it, trying to work around a defender, inside to Taylor, a lot of contact, and it's let go, and Bethel comes away with it. A lot of traffic for Taylor to try to negotiate, and a lot of contact down there between she and multiple Wildcat defenders, and we play on. Foul is going to be called. It's an offensive foul on Head. She got called for the moving screen. Head will get called for that. That's more on Bryant. She's got to wait until Head sets the screen before she comes to take that handoff there. But Mickey Head picks up her third, and that's the team fourth. Called against Bethel. Lamversite out. Boblet now in. Quiet day for Lauren Boblet. Just one basket, just 2 rebounds. Bethel into that trapping zone. White jump pass to the far corner. Burcham, 3. Too strong. Boblet, one hand all the way out to the timeline. That's great hustle from Lauren Boblet. Inside, Taylor is hammered and will go to the line. Taylor will shoot the free throws, but that play is kept alive by the hustle and the reach of Lauren Boblet. Crawford picks up her third. It's the team's 5th, and Lexi Taylor will go to the line. 71% on the season for the freshman. Well done. Limited minutes today for Taylor, but in her brief time on the floor today, she's looked composed. Kept her head in the game, knocks down 2 potentially big free throws here. As again, Georgetown cuts the deficit down to 3. 2 teams have essentially been trading baskets here the last few minutes. Bryant on the reversal. Backdoor cut is there, and unfortunately just a bad break there for Georgetown as it deflected off the leg of White as she was trying to help on defense on Crawford. But another play where Bethel tries ball reversal and went backdoor, and the play was there, but White had great off-ball recognition to come over. 2:49 to go in the third, 12 to shoot. Tough pass to handle, but Head does it. Works against the freshman Taylor. Head inside with the left hand, will go to the line.
Georgetown foul number 20. Her second.
Taylor did everything she could there. That's just a veteran play by Head driving inside. More often than not throughout this game on both sides, when their player's been driving to the rim like that in close contact with the defender, a foul has been called. And Head, understanding that, went right at the freshman Lexi Taylor and earned herself 2 free throws. These are free throws number 21 and 22 in the game for Bethel, and they've knocked down 16. Kristen King in. She's taking the place of Mickey Head. So back to a 5-point lead. Burcham into Wilson. White at the top. Working against Crawford. Had it poked away. Got it back. Shot clock at 15. Boblet thinking about it and thought too long of it. Here's Taylor. Pretty stagnant offense right now for Georgetown. Shot clock down to 5. White sees it. Foul line extended. Got it to go. White loves that mid-range game. She has 15. Can Georgetown get a stop now with 2 minutes to go in the third quarter? Crawford around 2 screens against the freshman Wilson. No good. And Kristen King flies in for the board. Nobody in a white shirt moved for the ball. Patterson down on the floor is fouled by Shelby Wilson. And Wilson has picked up her 4th. Whitney O'Mara checks in for Lexi Taylor. Good minutes for Taylor here in the third. Was challenged on the defensive end. A couple nice plays on the offensive end. Anya Patterson to the foul line. Ever since she came into the game late in the second quarter, the game has changed for Bethel. She has been spectacular. 7 points, a couple of assists, had a big block earlier in the quarter on O'Mara. The free throw is no good. And the ball is out over to Georgetown, and that's a break there because really neither Boblet nor O'Mara went after the ball. Abram comes in now for Wilson. 1:50 to go in the quarter. It's a 4-point Bethel lead at 42-38. And here they come with the backcourt pressure, at least initially, and now they'll drop back. Abram does have Georgetown's lone 3 of the ball game. The Tigers are 1 for 10 from downtown. O'Mara inside, found the mismatch, and she is bumped by Bryant, and Bryant has picked up her 4th.
Number 20, Bryant, her 4th.
O'Mara to the line. The other 4 Tigers are going to go over to the bench and talk to assistant coach Lexus Graham as O'Mara hits the free throw, her first point of the day. Second free throw rattles out as O'Mara was backing off the line as she let it go. But nevertheless, back to a 3-point game. It seems to be alternating between 3 and 5, seemingly for the last 5 minutes or so of this ball game. Patterson slows it down, wants King to come for a screen. White went way underneath there. That's a break error as O'Mara has a beautiful rebound inside, and she is fouled inside.
Bethel foul, number 20, Bryant.
With that whistle, Millie Bryant is called for it, and she has fouled out. I thought it was initially going to be on Henniger. I was waiting for the call there, but Millie Bryant has fouled out of this game with 1:08 to go in the third quarter. She leaves with 5 points, all of those in this frame. So with both teams over the limit, O'Mara back at the line. O'Mara does have a team-high 5 rebounds on the day, and the first free throw barely draws the front iron. Rebounding been very spread out here today for Georgetown. O'Mara with 5, Wilson, Lambersite, and Boblet all with 3. Second free throw is not close for O'Mara. So 3 big misses here late in the quarter for Whitney O'Mara. Now Georgetown coming with some backcourt pressure, trying to change things up. That ball goes through the wickets of King. She recovers. A lot of contact from behind. We play on now, and Bethel settles things down. Three-pointer from Mickey Head is good. She didn't look like she was sure what she wanted to do and figured I'll let it fly. She now has 2 threes today and 16 points in total, and Bethel has its largest lead at 45-39. 4-3 of the day for the Wildcats. Abram working baseline. Right around Head for the lay-in. Beautiful inside-out dribble there from Abram. Second basket. Patterson ahead. Oh, one Boblet probably should have had. And now Bethel will back it out. 12 seconds remaining in the quarter. Bethel will likely take it all the way down. Bad pass into the backcourt. And King touches it there. If I'm King, I would just let that one go and let the clock expire. Georgetown was never going to get there in time. King could have just let that one go and let the quarter run all the way down. Instead, Georgetown gets it back with 2.5 seconds. Let's see if that turns out to be a mistake there for Kristen King. Limited time here, so Georgetown's going to have to go quick. White will inbound. Boblet has it deflected away. Back to White. Got it to go! Are you kidding me? That ball just bounced up into White's right hand, and she just let one heave towards the rim, and it goes down. Wow! An almost oops, look what I found type of shot from Grace White, making something completely out of nothing to end the third quarter. So Bethel seizes momentum early. Georgetown stays the course, and they get that monstrous 3 from White to close out the frame. We are headed to the fourth. Bethel has moved ahead, but Georgetown right there. Bethel 45, Georgetown 44 on stretch. Potentially big turn of events as Bethel commits an over and back violation when they didn't have to. They could have let the ball just roll out and let the clock expire. They don't. Grace White hits a crazy three to end the third quarter, and Georgetown starts the fourth with the ball, trailing by 1. Boblet working inside. Rejected by Anya Patterson again. Anya Patterson at 5'4" has now blocked shots from the 5'10" Whitney O'Mara and the 6'1" Lauren Boblet. She remains on the floor. King inside, fouled by Boblet. Walker for Bethel starts the fourth quarter on the floor as Boblet commits her fourth. First time we've seen Patterson and Walker on the floor together. And now Kristen King steps to the line. Just the third appearance of the season for King. First two came last weekend against Cumberlands and Pikeville. The free throw is good. Point number 2 on the day for King. Free throw gets the bounce. Timeout taken by Bethel. Just 28 seconds into the fourth quarter. But a 3-point Wildcats lead. Our next broadcast here for Georgetown College women's basketball comes this Thursday when the Life Running Eagles come to town. That'll be a 5:30 p.m. tip. And then Saturday afternoon on January the 16th, Martin Methodist will come to Davis Reed Alumni Gym for the first time as a member of the Mid-South Conference. That game will tip at 1:30, and we will have both of those for you here on Stretch. Those were originally scheduled to be doubleheaders between those two schools. Things have changed, though, on the men's side of things. Campbellsville's men will come here on Thursday to take on Georgetown. That game will tip after the Georgetown Life game on Thursday, and then Martin Methodist will see a doubleheader here on Saturday. So, again, Georgetown women will take on Life on Thursday. The men will take on Campbellsville in a doubleheader, and it'll be a Martin Methodist Georgetown doubleheader on Saturday. Of course, the Georgetown men coming off of a weekend they'd like to forget, losing a buzzer beater shot on a three from Shawnee State on this past Thursday, and then on Saturday, Georgetown's men were taken behind the woodshed, the likes of which we haven't seen in Georgetown in decades, as Georgetown's men fell to Thomas More by a score of 88-48, the worst loss in the Chris Briggs era. But they'll have a chance to regroup this coming Thursday against Campbellsville. We'll have it for you here on Stretch. Here in this game, White at the foul line, down the floor. Crawford ties her up and eventually hands it off to Walker, moving ahead. Walker, nowhere to go with it, pulls it out. Crawford thinking about it. Crawford has not scored here in the second half. Mickey Head has 9 of her 16 here in the second. Head inside wanting it. That ball is kicked by White. Good thing White was able to get that, though, because Head had O'Mara completely sealed off on the right side. And what would have likely been an easy basket for Head, or the way things have gone inside with the way the whistles have been blown tight, could have been O'Mara's 5th foul. Patterson through the lane, jump pass out to the far side to Crawford. Crawford finds it to Patterson. 3 is good. Rotation from Georgetown, not what it needed to be, and Anya Patterson is having herself a ball game. Didn't come into the game until the late stages of the second quarter, but she has 10 points all of a sudden. Abram inside trying to draw a foul, can't get it. Boblet gets the rebound. White, O'Mara, back to White. She'll let a 3-ball fly. Bingo! Huge play again from Grace White. Crawford picks up the foul. That is her 4th. And Grace White with back-to-back threes. Three's not enough. Grace White wants 4. She has it. Grace White has 22 points. And Georgetown is back within a basket. And now a turnover as Wilson is bumped from behind by Patterson right at the midcourt line. Patterson doesn't like it, but that's a pretty easy call there as Wilson had the ball and Patterson gave her a hip check from behind. Patterson's second, but a turnover here. And now Madison Henniger checks in for Kristen King. Georgetown can tie or take the lead.
Checking in for Bethel, number 14, Henniger.
I'd have to think here the ball is going to go through the hands of Grace White. She has been magnificent here today. 7 of 11 from the field. Has hit back-to-back threes, 6 of 7 from the line. 22 points for the senior. .808 remaining. Here is White working against a smaller Patterson. Got to be careful there. And now Patterson trying to draw an offensive foul. Instead gets called for a block, and it's her third and the team's third. And I think you're seeing a scenario right there. Patterson knows how quick that first step is for White, especially going to White's left. She tried to anticipate it but couldn't get there quick enough. That just shows you how fast the feet are of Grace White. Burcham inside to Boblet. Boblet, left-handed shot, not a good one at all there. Looks like more of a scoop shot there. Interesting, the Georgetown went completely away from Grace White on that possession. Walker backs it out now. Very, very quiet day for Ever Walker. She's been saddled with foul trouble throughout, just 2 points. Backdoor cut, Crawford inside, fouled. There, no, they're going to say a tie-up. Wow. Bethel's going to keep the ball. I thought that was a foul on Grace White there, but another instance where a Georgetown defender gets badly beaten on the backdoor cut. The good thing for White, she has those quick feet and was able to recover and get a tie-up and flip the arrow. That ball's deflected inside, stolen by O'Mara. What a pass ahead to Maddie Burcham. Burcham inside. We are tied at 50. What a play by O'Mara off the deflected pass to catch it and find Burcham streaking the other way. We're deadlocked at 50. And now a foul is going to be called on Burcham. Burcham's second and the team's second. Coach Jackson, no, I don't think he minds that foul right there as the Tigers have seen Bethel get a little careless with the basketball these last few possessions and sensing an opportunity to force another one. Walker inside, right by Wilson, left the layup short. I think Boblet's size bothered. White up ahead to O'Mara. O'Mara through the lane, got her step shot on the underside of the rim. 2 opportunities here for Georgetown, gone by the boards. Good closeout by White. O'Mara has to be careful there. Extra pass inside. Henniger misses a lay-in. Head inside, can't get it to go. And now a foul is going to be called on the rebound. Patterson is called for her fourth. Terry Abram into the game, taking the place of Wilson. I think Georgetown wants a little more foot speed at the top as every time Wilson's been the primary defender on the ball handle at the top of the key, the message for either Patterson or Walker is to try to blow right by Wilson. I think that's why we're seeing Abram back in now. Now here is White. We're tied at 50. Dangerous pass. Abram fields it. Boblet this side. Georgetown has the lead. Another beautiful job of breaking the press from Georgetown. That press today has been virtually ineffective for Bethel. Georgetown's been so composed. The Tigers now have the lead again at 52-50. 6 minutes remaining. Here is Crawford. Still has not scored here in the second half. Fall away, gets it to go. Darnell couldn't do anything better defensively in that scenario. Crawford hits the jumper to tie the game. Bethel has taken a timeout. We're tied at 52, 5:58 remaining at Davis Reed Alumni Gym. As that timeout's called, I happen to look to my left and see a couple of members of the Bethel training staff bringing in looks to be about 10 pizzas in the far corner, and I'm jealous of the post-game meal that Bethel's going to get to have on the way home. Good for them. We'll see how pleasant of a post-game meal that is for Bethel afterwards. Still 5:58 remaining here. Looking down to our right down here in the far corner, see Georgetown men's coach Chris Briggs checking things out. That's good to see. Some members of the Georgetown men's basketball team have also popped in here in the far corner Davis Reed Alumni Gym. And everybody not on the court is wearing masks, including us up here on the perch. Grace White inside, blocked by Head, as White really just tried to force the issue a little too much that time, feeling that she's had the hot hand, which she has. Walker backs out and gives way to Patterson. I like this adjustment here, even with Walker on the floor, that Bethel continues to run the offense through Patterson. Henniger streaking inside, lays it in. Same play they ran to begin the second half. Henniger has scored on both, and Bethel has moved back in front. Abram here working against Patterson, who has 4 fouls. Burcham at the top, Boblet wanting it inside, finally gets it. Boblet working baseline, bounce feed, not a good decision there. Got to fire that one straight through the air, not the bounce feed, as Crawford intercepts. It's Georgetown's 14th turnover. Walker inside, no angle. Excellent defense from Madison Darnell to ride Walker all the way to the baseline. Darnell streaking this side. Now over to the corner. White, long 2. Good! Grace White's outstanding night continues. She has 24, and we're tied again. 4:30 to go. Patterson picks up the ball there. Dangerous position. And the ball on the floor, and a tie-up will give it to Georgetown. Coach Jackson happy he's getting the ball back there, but felt there should have been a chance to just steal that one outright and not have to use the possession arrow. But nevertheless, Georgetown has it back. Shelby Wilson back into the game for Terry Abram. Darnell evaluating her, not looking for a shot. Darnell is 3 of 3 from the field today, but Grace White's had the hot hand. Darnell over to Wilson. 12 to shoot. Boblet, good screen. Wilson, nowhere to go with it. Finds it eventually to Boblet. Another tough shot inside. And a jump ball will give it over to Bethel. Another situation where Boblet just trying to force an angle and really use an underhanded shot to get around the defender of Head. And it is so difficult to try and pull off that angle. When O'Mara checks back in with 4 fouls. Would not be surprised to see Bethel try and find her and go at her. Rachel Childress with the ball into the game for the first time. Wearing number 11, nearly gave it up. Georgetown's press continues, and now the Tigers eventually back out. 15 to shoot here for Bethel. 3:40 in the game. Crawford now works at the top. Now to Head. Head trying to work on Boblet. All the way to the baseline. Head. Wild shot there. A shot clock violation. And once again, excellent on-ball defense from Georgetown. Boblet played that perfectly on Head. As Head tried to fake the pass and go all the way down to the baseline, Boblet just seemingly let her ride all the way down underneath the basket. 11th turnover for Bethel. O'Mara has Head sealed up. Here she is inside. O'Mara blocked by Head. Darnell tried to tap it back out, but Head will go get it. As Coach Jackson telling O'Mara, shoot the layup. Don't settle for that fall-away shot, as Mickey Head has blocked another one here today, and now a foul is going to be called as Crawford is barreled over, and if that's on O'Mara, she's gone, and it is. She was trying to fight through the screen and just ran right through Janae Crawford, and Whitney O'Mara will foul out. Just 1 point on the day. Did hit 5 rebounds, and Boblet quickly back in. That is just the 3rd team foul on Georgetown. 2:59 remaining. Touch pass into Head, and she'll back it all the way out. Long three there. Not a good shot. And now Grace White wanting to push the tempo. White may have got away with a carry. Defender falls down. White blocked from behind. A foul is going to be called on Head. And the Bethel bench all signaling that Head had her hand straight up. The official says that Head made body contact down low on White. That is the fourth foul on Mickey Head. It sends Grace White to the line. She has been the star today for Georgetown. She has 25 points. Georgetown back in front with 2:45 remaining. .26 for White. Walker returns for Bethel. White's previous high here at Georgetown was 19, set against Asbury back in November. She has been in control throughout. Georgetown continues that pressure. Jump pass to the near side. Crawford doesn't want the three. Good closeout. Head will let a wide open one fly and knock it down. Coming into today, Mickey Head was 5 out of 23 from three-point range. Today, she's 3 out of 4, and Bethel has the lead with 2:15 to go. White bumped by Childress. And Rachel Childress, the freshman, asked to with the tough assignment on Georgetown's hottest shooter of the day, draws the foul, and White's back to the line as Bethel is over the limit. Georgetown, meanwhile, does have one foul to give. And here late, keep in mind, possession arrow favors Georgetown as White hits the free throw. 27 for White. She's 9 of 10 at the foul line. She has been stellar. That free throw does roll out. 57, 2:05 to go. Walker backs it out. Bethel has become much more deliberate here in the fourth quarter with this offense. Head has the hot hand, doesn't want the three. Boblet staying with her all the way inside. A foul is going to be called, and I think that one was made by the Bethel bench, as Boblet has become the second Georgetown Tiger to foul out. Boblet leaves with 4 points and 6 rebounds. Coach Jackson talking to assistant coach Lexus Graham, and the Tigers are going to have to send Reagan Williams into the game. Head at the foul line. She's 8 for 12 today. She does have a double-double. She now has 20 points in the game to go along with 10 rebounds. 13 points here in the second half. After a 2 for 6 start from the free throw line, Head has knocked down 7 straight. 2-point lead for Bethel with 100 seconds to go. Williams inside, forcing the shot, and will get bailed out with a whistle. And I think Mickey Head just fouled out. It is. Mickey Head is fouled out, doesn't like the call. So Mickey Head leaves with 21 points and 10 rebounds. Kristen King will take her place, and Reagan Williams will step to the line to try and tie the game. She's 2 for 2 from the line today, 9 for 11 on the season. Free throw is good. This will be free throw number 55 attempted in this game by both teams. There you see Mickey Head on the sidelines watching for the remainder. We're tied again. Critical free throws from the senior. 59-59. Backcourt pressure from Georgetown. King into the front court, though. Wilson chasing her down. And now Bethel backs it out, and Walker calls the play. Crawford working against White. Fall away, no good. And Crawford gets it back, had it deflected away. Ball on the floor, White comes away with it. White has two up ahead. Williams, Burcham inside, and Williams gets it to Burcham, and Burcham is hammered from behind. The foul is called on Childress. That's her second, and Maddie Burcham will step to the line to try and put Georgetown ahead. Burcham on the season, just 1 for 3 from the line. That free throw way off the mark. Last year, she was just a 50% foul shooter. She can still give Georgetown the lead with a conversion on the second. Got it. Georgetown 60, Bethel 59, 1:10 remaining. Georgetown no longer with that foul to give. 1 minute remaining at Davis Reed Alumni Gym. King at the elbow, back to Crawford. Wide open three for the lead is good. Darnell, this side, fouled, and will go to the line. .48 seconds remaining. Kristen King gets called for her second. Madison Darnell, the junior from Russell, Kentucky, if she converts both, will tie the game again. Gets the home bounce on the first. Darnell now with 9. We're tied again. 62-62, 48 seconds to play, and Bethel has taken a timeout here. With that, I would have to assume they will go ahead and advance the ball into the front court, and they will take a full timeout in doing so. 48 seconds remaining. We're tied at 62. Neither team has a foul to give. Possession arrow favors Georgetown in the event of a tie-up. Looking across the rosters right now as far as foul trouble goes, for Bethel, Anya Patterson and Janae Crawford each have 4. Mickey Head has already fouled out, as has Millie Bryant. Ever Walker has 3. On the Georgetown side, Lauren Boblin and Whitney O'Mara have already fouled out. Shelby Wilson has 4. The only other Tiger with more than 2 fouls is Jalen Landversite, and we have not seen her on the floor for quite some time. I'd have to think on this possession, Bethel's going to run this offense through Janae Crawford. She hit the big 3 on the previous possession, but especially with Mickey Head off the floor now, you have Crawford with 15 and nobody else on the floor right now with more than 6, as Patterson remains on the bench with those 4 fouls. One change for Georgetown scheduling going forward. The Georgetown men's basketball game on Thursday has been moved from an 8 p.m. tip to a 3 p.m. tip. So we'll reverse it. Men first, women second on Thursday. We're back here, though, on this Monday matinee. Around the horn, Bethel goes using some clock. Ever Walker working against Darnell. Behind the back, down the lane, and a foul is going to be called on the drive. And Darnell gets whistled as she had the hand on the side of Walker. It's Darnell's first and the team's 5th. So Ever Walker will go to the line. Walker has not hit a field goal today. She's 2 for 2 at the line. Perfect on the first. 35.6 to play in the game. And one more for the freshman. That one is good. Timeout, Georgetown. Now, the tricky thing here for Georgetown is Bethel has to know, more than likely, the ball here is going to Grace White. Will that be what Georgetown does, or will perhaps James Jackson try and use White as a decoy here and see if he can get someone else a better look? I would have to think White's going to keep this. And they're going to let Grace White make the decision. If anything, Grace White has 27 points in the game. Darnell, the only other Tiger in double figures, she has 10. Bethel will send out King, Henniger, Crawford, Childress, and Walker. Georgetown has Burcham, White, Darnell, Williams, and Wilson. Tigers trailing by 2. Wilson on the left wing. Looks like they're trying to get something inside. 25 seconds remaining. Wilson to the near corner, and Grace White. White with the left hand down the lane. Bump basket and the foul! Grace White can do no wrong. And with that, Janae Crawford has fouled out. The 2 leading scorers for Bethel have now fouled out of the ball game. Crawford will foul out with 15 points. And Grace White, her brilliant night continues. She will have a free throw to give Georgetown the lead with 21 seconds remaining. For all the ebbs and flows we've had in this game, it has turned out to be a dandy. The free throw is good. Grace White has 30. 20 seconds remaining. Tigers by 1. And Bethel will play it out. Walker inside. Williams with her. Blocked away by Grace White. Who else would it be? And Wilson is fouled in the back. Who else would it be but Grace White making the big play? Shelby Wilson will now go to the line with 9 seconds remaining. Kristen King foul. And the biggest free throws in Shelby Wilson's brief college career are right now. Wilson is 2 for 4 from the line tonight. In either case, Bethel will still have a chance here. Free throw too strong. So now, Bethel 3 would win it. Coach Chris Nelson already telling his young ladies, get the rebound and call a timeout. One more here for Wilson. Good. Timeout Bethel. 2-point Georgetown lead with 9 seconds. They will advance the ball into the front court. Now, where does Bethel turn to for offense? Mickey Head, Janae Crawford, and Millie Bryant have all fouled out. Those are 3 of the top 4 leading scorers on the season for Bethel. Patterson is available. She has 10. Ever Walker has not made a field goal today. She's 0 for 7. And outside of Head and Crawford and Bryant, only 4 Cats have scored. It'll be Henniger, Patterson, Walker, King, and Childress. Georgetown sends out Darnell, Williams, Wilson, White, and Burcham. 9 seconds. A two for overtime and 3 for the win for Bethel. Here is Walker at the top, working against Wilson. Going to drive right side. White, a block, and Darnell is fouled. Grace White, are you kidding me? The second time in a row Grace White has come to block a potential game-tying basket for Bethel. 4 seconds to go, and Madison Darnell can ice it with 2 free throws. What an incredible performance from Grace White here today. Absolutely incredible. Darnell's free throw short, so the window stays open for Bethel. Four seconds remaining. Darnell will try and take it to a 3-point lead. No good. 4 seconds. Bethel got to hurry. Walker from the midcourt line gets it up. That will count, but it will not be on. And Georgetown, on the shoulders of Grace White, picks up its first conference win of the season by a final of 66-64. Second win on the year for the Tigers. They 1-5 in league play, and Bethel falls to 8-7 overall and 3-5 in the Mid-South Conference. But the story today is Grace White, a performance Georgetown badly needed in this one, as they'll walk off and get fist bumps from Brian Evans, Vice President of Athletics at Georgetown. Chris brings out what a performance from Grace White here today. 9 of 14 from the field, 2 of 4 from the line, 2 for 4 from 3, I should say, 10 of 12 from the line, 30 points, 2 massive blocks at the end of the game that essentially saved it for Georgetown. An absolutely incredible basketball we just witnessed here at Davis Reed Alumni Gym. What a ball game it indeed was. We got more basketball to come this coming Thursday. Georgetown men will kick things off against Campbellsville. 3 p.m. tip. To follow after that will be the women. They will take on Life this coming Thursday before Martin Methodist comes on Saturday for a men's and women's doubleheader. Absolutely fantastic basketball game by both sides. We're just privileged to bring it to you here on Stretch. For our entire Tiger Sports Network crew, I'm Jason Griefer. Thank you so much for joining us. Grace White, the star of stars today, 30 points, 2 massive blocks to save the game at the end. Georgetown gets in the win column in Mid-South Conference play. They beat Bethel 66-64 on Stretch.